Hey, what's up? John Sonmez from simpleprogrammer.com. So I did a chapter in my book, Soft Skills, Software Developer's Life Manual, chapter 4 about there's a section in there about caustic, poisonous people, and I've gotten some comments and some questions on that from time to time. I got this question or this email from Micah. I thought I would read about caustic, poisonous people. He says, "Hello, John. I just finished reading chapter 4 of your book where you talk about how to deal with poisonous people. I think I am one of those people. Why I think this? Feel free to skip it," he put. "I was asked to resign my last position after an emotional outburst at the office in which I was screaming at the top of my lungs about how I am too stupid to have this job and punching myself in the head. I've been in therapy for most of my life. I have tried medication to no avail, and I don't have anyone I would consider a close friend. The last woman I dated says she doesn't want to be friends with me because I have what she calls a nervous, angry energy that she finds emotionally draining to be around. Both of my therapists have said that I am far too critical of myself and others. My family says I get disproportionately angry about things that aren't important." Then he has a /end why I think this. He says, "Are caustic people, in your opinion, beyond help? I have read How to Win Friends and Influence People once before, but everything in the book felt like a mask Dale Carnegie was telling me to make and wear to hide my true face. A depressed, anxious, friendless, unemployed loser. I'm a terrible actor. I took a class in college once. I don't think I could ever build a good enough mask that people would believe it's my real face. Anyway, thanks, Micah." So Micah, here's the thing. There's nothing wrong with you. Okay, just caveat here. I'm not a licensed therapist or medical professional or psychologist or anything, but I'm just going to give you my non-medical opinion, which is there's nothing wrong with you. You just think there's something wrong with you. A lot of us do, right? Maybe what's wrong with you, maybe the reason why you're so friggin' angry is because your family keeps on telling you that you're disproportionately angry about things. Maybe because your therapists keep on telling you that what did they say? That you're far too critical of yourself and others. Well, sounds like they're being critical of you, right? The thing is, who's putting this pressure on you, right? You feel like you have to be a certain way or be a certain person, and you don't. You could just drop it all. Right now, you could snap your fingers and you could decide that none of that matters. That it doesn't matter that you're not perfect, that it doesn't matter that you're not what you, quote, should be, and that who you are and what you are right now, that there's nothing wrong with you and that you're perfectly fine. That you're just having some problems and those problems can be worked out. That there's no big issue here. That there's nothing that is totally fucked up about you. That you're fine as you are. And if you believe that, you would be. It's not that easy. But maybe it is. Maybe it is. Maybe you can just snap your fingers and maybe you can believe that. I think you can. I think that you just have to be willing to drop that, to stop making excuses, to stop believing that there's something wrong, some reason behind it, and sort of just accepting who you are. And more importantly, let's talk about the mask here. A mask is such a false concept. There is no real faking it. I did this video on faking it till you make it. And that's kind of an older video, and I still, I think there's some truth in that, but I think it's a little bit deeper than that I've discovered, which is that you can't really fake it, because when you do it, you become it. When you act as if, then you do become it. It becomes truth, right? You can't fake confidence, because as soon as you act confidently, truly confidently, as soon as you try to do that, you become confident. You can't fake courage, because as soon as you overcome fear, as soon as you act despite of fear, you are courageous. You are it. You can't pretend to not be shy, because as soon as you stop being shy, as soon as you go and talk to people and do things that make you feel uncomfortable, you're not shy anymore. You can choose to become whatever you want. You just have to act as if you already are. There's no faking it. There's just becoming. There's just choosing to let go of things and to step into the role that you're meant to be. And I think that we all know what that role is. And right now you're fighting it because you can't be it. Because in order to be it, you have to be who you are now and be okay with that. You can't increase, you can't change, you can't grow until you're okay with who you are now. Right now, at this moment in time, I am not who I need to be. But right now, at this moment in time, I am where I need to be. I am who I need to be at this moment. But I'm growing. I'm growing in that direction. I have a vision of who I want to become and who I will become. And over time, I will become that. I'm taking steps towards that. But I'm not fucked up right now because I'm not that right now. I'm on the path to get there, and you are too, or you can be if you choose to step down that path. It's a choice. It's a choice. It's a choice to live every day and to stop beating yourself up and instead to say, look, here's a day to grow. And when I screw up today, because I will screw up in some capacity, it'll be a chance for me to grow. It'll be a chance for me to expand. It'll be a chance for me to test what I'm learning, to see if I'm actually developing my character, if I'm actually changing my nature, right? See, because you can't be anything but what you are. Now I remember the quote. I tried to record this video and I got stuck on the quote because the video needed to be re-recorded. But Ralph Waldo Emerson said, try as you must. But you can't be but what you are, right? Or whatever he said, talk, whatever you say, you can't be but what you are. Essentially, your nature, whatever it is at this moment, that's who you are, and that's what you are. And when you try to fight against that nature, when you try to be something that you're not, it doesn't work. That's where you punch yourself in the head. That's where you feel like you're a failure. That's where you feel like you label yourself as all of these things. What instead you need to try to do is not to try to not be your nature. Go ahead and be who you are right now and be okay with that. But try to improve your nature. Fill your head with good things. Read good books, right? Look at my video on the top 10 books that you should read and read every single one of those books because they're going to help you. Because they're going to help you change your nature. Because as you fill yourself with positive thoughts, as you're around positive people, as you start practicing gratitude every day, as you start realizing that life is a gift and every single day is a blessing, and you start to change your viewpoint and you start to live that way and you start to put on that, quote, mask of being happy, that, quote, mask of helping people, that, quote, mask of being courageous and not being shy and being what you want to be. As you start putting on that, quote, mask, what ends up happening is that your nature itself changes. And then you're living truthfully as you are because who you are and what you are has changed. Where we fall into trouble is when we go against our nature, when we say what we are right now is bad, and we try to ignore it. We don't try to change it. We try to act differently than what it is. To grow, to truly grow, we have to change that nature. And the only way we change that nature is gradual, by process, by who we're around, what we fill our heads with, what we decide to think about. You have the choice every single moment of your life. You have the choice to decide what you're going to think about, what you're going to dwell on. Are you going to dwell on the positive or are you going to dwell on the negative? How are you going to interpret a situation? When something bad, quote, bad happens, what does that mean? Is it really bad? You get to decide. You get to decide what goes on in here. Yeah, emotions are hard to deal with and you can master them, but you get to decide what goes on in here, and what goes on here is going to determine what happens here and what you feel. So you get to choose that. So it's up to you, Micah. I don't mean to call you out here, but I think you need to be called out. I think there's nothing wrong with you. I think you just need to make some good choices. I think you just need to decide that you're sick of this shit. That you don't want to be fucked up anymore. You don't want to let other people label you and say that you're screwed up, and you don't want to use it as a crutch or an excuse for the things that aren't happening in your life. You need to accept who you are because it's great. I'm sure you have positive qualities. I'm sure you're exactly who you need to be right now. But you also need to know that it doesn't end there. It doesn't stop there. You need to keep growing. And the way that you're going to do that is by changing your nature and stepping into the role, acting as if you already are what you want to become. And if you do that, you're going to find success. I promise you. It may take time. It may be hard. It may not, come so easily. But just keep going down that. Just let the pressure go. Drop everything. What does it matter? If it's already all screwed up, then so what? Then the only place that you have to go, my friend, is up. So start going up. And realize you're going to fall sometimes. But it's fine. As long as you continue to go up, as every day you strive to go up, even if you have some setbacks, you're going to get there. We're all fighting the same battle, my friend. Every day I wake up and I start the battle anew. Every day I've got to fight the demons again. But once you have a couple of victories, once you know it can be done, once you know you can slay those demons, then you can do it every day. And once you start to get that rhythm, then you're going to see everything change. So, Mike, I hope this is helpful to you. And I wish you well. And you know, I want to hold you accountable here. Let me know. Send me an email. I want an email from you in 3 months. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know what you've read. Let me know how you're changing your life, what actions you're taking, what things you're filling your mind with, what thoughts that you're thinking in order to turn this around. And yeah, you'll get there. All right. Anyway, that's all I got to say about that. If you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll talk to you next time. Take care.